now. So, welcome to our new Spotlight series, Don't Lose Your Head. This series is designed for research professionals who are looking for clarity through growing chaos of AI tools. And for today, we're going to focus on some of these tools and what they actually do. So, in the world of AI tools for research development, they can be super unpredictable. Each tool has unique functions, and some of these are cross-functional with their capacities, and it's really hard to know which ones to use, and especially how many of them have similar names and how they are super unclear with their descriptions. And unless we start rethinking how we approach the tools themselves, I don't know, it just becomes chaos. So one way we can do this is to start organizing them. Basically, look at them and kind of redirect our focus on the tool name away from the tool names and instead kind of sort them by their job. And this sort of helps us to be super strategic and efficient in the way that we sort of clarify our workflows and how we're going to use the tools to assess how we function in the way of development and how we use the tools in the way that we functionally put them into our workflow and processes. So let's take a peek here. So we're looking at reading and reviewing. So this could be reviewing your NOFOs or your RFAs, or it could be reading and reviewing contextually your PDFs for your citations. It could be reading and reviewing any large document that has a lot of context or is very dense. Some of the major tools there are Genai AI, and it is pronounced Genai, not Genie in this case, and then SciSummary and SciSpace. And these tools really do a really good job of, if you upload the documents, you can summarize them, you can decode them, you can review them. Then we look at writing and drafting. Now this one is Jenny AI and Grammarly Go and Notion. Those are the top three right now. That's going to change, but right now those are the top three in the market. And this kind of allows the opportunity to upload information, kind of brainstorm your way through it, revise it, and get some writing support. Now we're going to talk a little bit about intellectual property, but all AI tools, we want to keep that in mind as we're using them. How do we use them? Search and explore. So when we're talking about broad research topics, say for example, we have a broad idea that may or may not fit within the funding opportunity, or if we are a research professional and we have this broad scoping idea for a seminar or an event, we may want to run it through one of these tools like Elicit, Consensus, or Cite to see if we can get some background information and then help focus our idea into something more tangible and actionable. Okay, now let's talk about analyzing and visualizing. Now, I'm not talking about code-specific data sets. I'm not talking about going out there and using something like Jupyter or something to code. I'm talking about taking a CSV file or something in the form of an Excel data set or something large scale that we have a hard time sorting through using the tools that are implicit in those particular data sets, loading it into something like Julius AI or loading it into ChatGPT Code Interpreter, and then having the tool itself shorten the span of that workflow, doing some analysis, giving us some shortcuts, giving us some themes, and then evaluating that, and then possibly visualizing it a little bit. Can we put it into a table? Can we put it into a timeline? Can we put it into a workflow that then we can summarize or sift and then fit that into our proposal? Okay, that's high level. All right, now let's talk a little bit about taking an integration using the AI tools and integrating those into proposal development and workflows. Okay, so we're talking a little bit about idea generation. We have these sort of large scale LLMs, large language models like Copilot or ChatGPT. We also have these heavy duty data set management things like Elicit and Consensus. And this is like going out and asking these broad questions and then just getting these overwhelming fire hose level answers with citations and then being able to narrow those down. Then we're looking at things like literature reviews, study designs, and then coding, actual coding for data sets analysis and modeling. Let's say we're getting some information through the Earth Engine or GIS modeling, and we want to shorten the ability to focus our research in those areas. So a lot of those are specific to the researcher's point of view, the researcher's specific interest area. So when you're taking the time to work on your proposal development, go out there and see what they have in the way of tools. See if it aligns with your work and what you're trying to do. And then cherry pick what tools will work for you. And then fit those into your workflow. Same thing with like writing your bio sketches. So Jenny AI is very valuable for uploading multiple bio sketches and then aligning them into specific forms and formats. And then you can take those and then push them into Science CV, which is required by NSF, and it saves a lot of time. So just some things to think about. Okay, you're hearing this all the time. These models use massive data sets, and that means that they use them for training. And what happens is they carry forward bias, omissions, assumptions. So as you get the output from the various tools, always interrogate your data. Always look at it. Don't just accept it. You hear the funny stories about the data sets that come out with fake citations or resources. It happens, and that's true. So just know that it does and review it. Also, respect the privacy of your own data and the data of others. Be respectful of data ownership, and then be transparent. All of the agencies are coming out with guidance. So whether it is your own institution or whether it is the specific agency who's put out the funding opportunity, there's guidance out there for how to be transparent in the use of AI when you are submitting. So just be careful and pay attention. But the tools are with us and they're here to stay. So why not take advantage of them? And just be aware of what you can do with your work. All right, so coming down the pike, what we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to accomplish an opportunity to present these tools in a way that will be valuable to you, the research development officer or the researcher, or someone who just doesn't know about these tools and would like to take a peek and see what it can do for them. So we're going to try to do some videos for strategic use of AI. How can we craft proposals? How can we develop specific aims to the funding opportunity? How can we align our work in this area? We'd also like to do some practical walkthroughs. How do we use Jenny AI? How do we use Elicit or SciSummary? So stay tuned and look back, and we'll have some more videos to follow. If you need help, here's how to reach us. We have our email and we have our website. On our website, you will find our videos. Also, you will find previous videos and workshops with additional information. If you have questions, please let us know. We're here to help. Good to see you. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.